Hey everyone, you're trying to get smart, fast, right? So are we.
Exactly.
Today, we're going to dive into maca root. You've probably heard of it. Ancient superfood, lots of buzz now.
Especially around sexual health and wellness.
Right. So we've looked at the info, what it is, what people claim it does, some studies too,
Yeah, the goal here is basically to, cut through the hype a bit.
and give you the core info on maca. See how it might actually connect to sexual vitality, maybe just more energy overall.
We're trying to bridge that gap between, like, centuries of use in Peru and what science is starting to show now. Give you the full picture.
Okay, so let's start simple. For anyone new to this, what exactly is maca?
Okay, so maca, its fancy name is Lepidia myini. It's a root vegetable.
Right.
Grows way up, high altitude in the Peruvian Andes.
Mm.
And interestingly, it's actually related to stuff like broccoli and cauliflower.
Oh, really? The cruciferous family?
Yeah, same one. And the part people use is the root, traditionally for like thousands of years. They've used it down there for energy, for stamina, and yeah, definitely for libido support, usually dried, ground into a powder.
Got it. So a long history. How do people usually take it these days? Is it still mostly powder?
Powder is still super common, yeah. Easy to just, throw in a smoothie or mix into food.
Okay.
But you also see it in capsules, which is handy. And there's a gelatinized form, too.
Gelatinized.
Yes, pre-cooked, basically. Some people find it a bit easier to digest that way.
Okay. All right, let's get to the main event, the claims. Libido boost keeps coming up, right?
Oh, yeah, that's definitely the headline benefit everyone talks about for both men and women.
Okay.
But it's not just that. People also report things like better stamina, more energy through the day.
Like that traditional use you mentioned.
Exactly. And maybe even like improvements in mood, less stress. Some talk about hormonal balance too, though that's a complex area.
Okay, quite a range there. So what's the science looking like? Is there actual research backing this stuff up?
Well, there is research. It's maybe not conclusive on all fronts yet, but there are some interesting studies.
Like what?
For instance, there was a study back in 2002 in andrologia. It found men taking maca reported more sexual desire after 12 weeks compared to placebo.
Okay, 12 weeks, so not overnight.
No, definitely not. And another one in CNS Neuroscience and Therapeutics looked at women. It suggested maca might help with sexual difficulties caused by antidepressants.
Oh, that's specific and interesting.
It is. And then a review in 2010 sort of summarized things. Said there's some evidence for maca helping with sexual dysfunction, but, also called for more research, bigger studies needed.
Right, the usual caveat.
Yeah.
More research needed.
Always. And what's quite key, actually, is how it might work. It doesn't seem to be about directly boosting testosterone, which some people assume.
Oh, okay, so it's not like T levels just shoot up.
Doesn't look like it. The idea is it might work through other pathways,
Ah.
maybe affecting neurotransmitters linked to mood and desire, or perhaps by improving energy levels, or even supporting circulation, things that all feed into overall sexual well-being.
Makes sense. More like supporting the whole system rather than just flicking one switch.
Kinda, yeah. That seems to be the thinking.
Okay, so if someone's curious, thinking about trying it, what's a typical dose?
You often see recommendations around 1.5 grams to maybe 3 grams per day, somewhere in that ballpark.
1.5 to 3 grams. Daily.
Yep. And like we said, patience is important. Effects are usually pretty subtle, gradual. Might take a few weeks to even notice anything.
Good to manage expectations then. What about safety? Anything to be aware of?
Generally, it's seen as pretty safe for most people, usually well tolerated.
Okay.
But there's a note of caution for people with thyroid conditions. Maca has compounds called goitrogens.
Goitrogens.
Yeah, they can potentially interfere with thyroid function,
Hmm.
but mostly in people who already have issues or maybe iodine deficiency, so something to be mindful of. And look, the standard advice always applies. Best to talk to your doctor or healthcare provider before starting any new supplement.
Absolutely. Especially if you're pregnant, breastfeeding, or on other medications, right?
Definitely. Always run it by them first.
Okay, so wrapping this up then. Maca isn't some kind of, magic sex pill,
No, absolutely not.
but it sounds like a potentially gentle, natural option. It's got this incredibly long history of traditional use.
Thousands of years.
And now some initial emerging science kind of pointing in a similar direction for balance, desire, maybe vitality.
Exactly. It's a really interesting spot where tradition meets some modern investigation, particularly for natural sexual wellness.
Which kind of makes you think, doesn't it? Well, thinking about maca's long history and this early research, what other traditional remedies might be out there, stuff we've overlooked that could actually benefit our well-being today.
That's a great point.
Mhm.
And what questions should we be asking to, like, research them responsibly, check if they're truly effective and safe? Lots to consider there.